I caught my husband with his best friend, but I won't tell him I know. We've been married 3 years. He pays for everything while I finish my engineering degree. Before him, I was pulling double shifts at a coffee shop, eating instant noodles, and calling that a life. Sharing a studio apartment with 2 other girls, wearing the same 3 pairs of jeans on rotation, skipping the dentist for 2 years because I couldn't afford it. That was my normal. I didn't even let myself dream about college because dreaming felt cruel when reality was that loud. Then I met him, and within a year, everything changed. We have a house with actual rooms. I have a desk where I study, a kitchen where someone actually cooks dinner, a car I don't have to pray starts every morning. He told me on our first anniversary that watching me chase something I'd given up on was the proudest he'd ever felt. I believed him. I still think he meant it. Then, she moved into our guest house 8 months ago when her ex cheated. I was the one who offered. I walked right up to my husband and said we had the space, we should help. She was devastated. I felt sorry for her. I thought she was my friend too. They'd known each other since college, 14 years. I told myself if something was going to happen between them, it already would have. People always say that, don't they? Like time is some kind of fruit. Then little things started shifting. The way they looked at each other across the dinner table, just a half second too long before one of them looked away. How he'd laugh differently when she was in the room. Looser, like he was performing a version of himself I didn't recognize. She started wearing nicer clothes to just hang around the house. He started going out to check on the guest house for 20 minutes at a time. I noticed. I didn't say anything. I filed it away. Then one afternoon, I told him I was going to my mom's for the night. He kissed me on the forehead and told me to drive safe. I got in the car, pulled around the block, parked, and walked back through the side gate. I saw enough. I stood there for maybe 10 seconds. Then I walked back out the same way I came in, got in my car, and sat in a parking lot for an hour. I didn't cry. I think I was in shock. I texted my mom and told her I was skipping the visit, that I was tired. She sent back a heart emoji. I stared at my phone until it went dark. Then I drove home, went upstairs, and splashed cold water on my face until I looked normal. Nobody knows. Not my closest friends. Not my sister. Not my mom. Everyone in my life still believes I married the most devoted man they've ever seen. My friends tell me I'm lucky. They say it with this look in their eyes like I won something. I smile and say I know. He came to bed that night and put his arms around me, and I stared at the ceiling. He touched me a few days later and I cried afterward. Told him it was the stress of the semester starting. He pulled me close and said he hated seeing me like this. Said he wished he could carry it for me. I almost said it right there. The words were at the back of my throat. I swallowed them back down. That happened 3 times before I stopped trying. Now I just go somewhere else in my head. I think about structural load calculations. I think about what I'm going to do the morning after I graduate. I come back when I have to. He hasn't noticed, or if he has, he hasn't said anything. I put in an IUD without telling him. He doesn't know about that either. We had talked loosely about kids someday, nothing serious, but enough that he'd notice if I got pregnant and didn't seem surprised. I went to a clinic 1 town over, paid cash, told the nurse it was for personal reasons. She didn't ask twice. I sat in the car after and thought, this is what protecting yourself actually looks like. Here's the part nobody ever talks about. People hear a story like this and they want to know why you didn't leave. They want the answer to be fear or finances or kids, something that sounds like a trap. But the truth is more complicated than that and also somehow simpler. I'm not staying because I love him. I'm staying because I am 14 months from my engineering degree. 14 months from having something that belongs entirely to me. A credential, a skill set, a future I built with my own hands that no one can repossess. Before him, I had nothing to fall back on. If I walk out right now, I go back to that studio apartment, those 3 pairs of jeans, that version of my life where I couldn't even afford to dream. I'm not doing that. So every morning I come downstairs and I sit across from both of them at the breakfast table. I pour my coffee, I ask about her day, I laugh at his jokes. I have learned exactly how much eye contact looks normal and exactly how much looks like I'm trying. 14 months. I am a very good actress. I know exactly what I'm doing. They just don't know I know.